YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Schmitty, bringing you Schmitty's MLB picks. Happy October. Wow, a new month. It doesn't feel real. September absolutely flew by. But we definitely are back in action. We're crushing the game. Picks went 6-1 last night. Um, I know I was in the airport and I posted my leans and stuff, but you guys know, follow me on Twitter. I always post my final game plays on Twitter. So I posted my full card on Twitter and we go 6-1. The only thing that pushed was the Yerfie. We had the Nationals Phillies Yerfie in game two, and that game got postponed. But the only miss we had was the Mariners run line. And of course they win, but only by a run. But still, I don't care. I'm happy for the Mariners. Shout out Seattle breaking that crazy playoff drought. So definitely an exciting time for the Mariners. Can't be too upset about that because we've been so close to a sweep here. Literally 2 days in a row, I missed by one play. So that's we're right there. But hey, that's still insanely profitable. And what's up, Justin? What's up, brother? Hashtag ride of the day, Braves money line again. Yes, we were on the Braves money line yesterday. If you follow me on Twitter, so that was clutch. They won 5-2, which is surprising. I didn't think that they would win that big. Unfortunately, didn't get to watch the game. But yeah, I just had a feeling that the Braves would strike at home under the lights. They just seem to always win in those night games at home. But anyways, looking at today, I was gonna go on StreamYard. I was gonna, drop all my official picks, but then, I said, "Hey, everybody's on college football today, probably, and I'm not really sure." I wanted to gauge the interest on MLB today, who's placing bets, and, kinda talk through with you guys what's going on, what you guys like, and we could go through the slate together. Without further ado, real quick, I gotta drop the guy Boston Sports .com/store so you can find the gear there and get your Fade Me gear. Lots of great stuff on there. My favorite thing is the WOZZATIVE hoodie, and it's like written in money, so it's pretty cool. And then you guys know I got the WOZZATIVE hat, one of my favorite hats. And then yeah, follow me on Twitter at the Ethan Schmidt. I'll go ahead and put that in the comments. Because I will post a final card for MLB, but right now I'm just a little uncertain, and I didn't want to force anything, and I also wanted to see where you guys were at, where your head's at right now, and figure it out. Oh wow, plus 400 for the division. Yes, you do. Well, didn't they just take the lead with the win last night? Because the Mets were a half game up, right? And so big time win for Atlanta. Now a half game up, I think. Um, but yeah, so let's break down the slate today. Not There's some great options, I would say, but just looking at it, I didn't want to just say, hey, take the Yankees on the run line. But I do. Well, it looks like that game is actually delay, and the Phillies Nationals is in a rain delay. So glad we didn't even put those picks in because those games are in a rain delay right now. Um, but then the Reds Cubs and this one, the over under is at 6.5. I feel like that's pretty low, but maybe it's just telling of the conditions in Chicago because that's what they like to do. But Lodolo and Smiley, not opposed to taking the over in that game, but that game I'm probably off, to be honest. So we'll move on. But a game where I actually think I'm gonna put some action on. Well, actually, for full transparency, I'm in California right now, so I can't place bets. But I think I'm actually gonna I'm gonna send some money to a homie to put a bet down for me. But I really do like this Red Sox Blue Jays over. Red versus blue, the over 8. I think it's a great value. The line dropped from 8.5 to 8, which is weird. But I think that this game has plenty of opportunities to go over. I mean, you go and you look at the covers.com metrics. This series has gone over in the last last 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. The over is 11-5 in the last 16 meetings in Toronto. Um, I do like Toronto to win just because they have more to play for as far as playoff wild card seeding right now. But right now, I'm probably going to be on my final card is the over 8 in the Red Sox Blue Jays game. And then looking ahead, we have the Diamondbacks and the Giants. In this one, you guys know I live in Phoenix, and I want the D-backs to win. But objectively speaking, not really sure too much about this guy, Alexander. Um, for the Giants. So I kind of think, why not take a shot on the D-backs to get an upset? Jameson has actually been pretty solid since he's gotten in the rotation here late in the season for Arizona. So not a terrible play maybe to look at plus money on the D-backs, but then another game that I'm probably not going to put too many I'm not going to put too much stock into that game. And then the Athletics and Mariners. I saw a tweet where the whole lineup somebody said the whole lineup just first base hungover guy, second base hungover guy, shortstop hungover guy. So they're huge favorites, and they did clinch the playoff spot. So for that one, I'm not sure. Like why would we lay the juice on the Mariners, a team that's super that's gonna they raged last night. Another game where I think, hey, like if we're doing anything, we'll take some props, maybe Luis Castillo strikeouts. But looking at his strikeouts today, um, where they at? They're 6.5, so he would have to get 7, and the value isn't crazy. -130 on DraftKings for Luis Castillo to get 7 strikeouts. So another game where the Mariners should win, but they could be coming in hungover, and you just never know. And we would need Castillo to shove. So that's the game plan there. But Royals Guardians, this one, the over under at 7.5. And I know that this series has trended under for the most part. Kansas City and Cleveland have usually gone under in most of their games. But today, looking at these pitchers with Plesac on the mound and then Bubic, I'm kind of leaning the over 7.5 in this game. I think it might be a good option just because I do think the Guardians win, but that money line is at -190 ish. So yeah, like, take it I mean, if you're doing a parlay, I would say, yeah, like, Guardians are fine, but I was looking at the -1.5, so maybe take a shot on -1.5 if you're really confident in Cleveland, but I'm not a huge, Plesac guy, so, at your own discretion there, honestly, but I was liking that over 7.5, to be honest with you guys, but I do think Cleveland wins, so, Twins Tigers, another one, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, neither team has anything to play for at this point. Bundy on the mound, Drew Hutchison. Hutchison hasn't been great. Bundy has been okay this season. If I had to take anybody, I do like Minnesota. We were all over Minnesota yesterday, and I'm kicking myself because BetMGM, they gave me a free $50 bet, a free $50 bet, and I was smacking it as the plane was taking off. I was like, I got to get this bet in because it expired today. So obviously, leaving Arizona, I wouldn't be able to put it down. But I took the Phillies game one, and they crushed it. And then we had the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Mariners money line. And the Yankees just put up a stinker yesterday. And that's what makes me think that the Yankees should come out and play really well today. I really like Nestor Cortez, but like I was saying, that game is the first 2 games are in a delay, so it looks like maybe there's some weather in the Northeast right now. So not sure where you wanna put your action with those games. Exactly, Justin, that's why I'm not sure. I don't know about that game right now. But yeah, right now, I mean, my favorite play on the slate is the Red Sox Blue Jays over 8. So that's what I'm looking at. And then we have game 2 for the Phillies and the Nationals. In this one, Syndergaard is matching up with Romero. And we all know that the Phillies need to win right now. We really need, or the Phillies really have to win right now. They're a half game up on the Milwaukee Brewers. And it's always, when you're gambling, you say, well, this team really needs a win. Well, I mean, the Phillies do need to win, and they should win because the Nationals are booty. They've been really cold lately. But Syndergaard he's only 9-10 on the season. He hasn't been crazy good this year. So that is definitely an interesting take. I mean, we'll see what happens if this game one might get canceled too, because Game 2 got postponed yesterday, so I think honestly I'm not gonna have any action on those games, to be honest with you guys. So that brings us to the Marlins and the Brewers. Looking at this game, oh, yeah, yep, it's coming up, huh? Yep, the Northeast is getting peppered right now. Oh, that and, our thoughts and prayers to everybody in Florida. I'm not sure how many followers we have in Florida, and if they could even get on the stream right now because they probably don't have internet or power. But yeah, like thoughts and prayers with everybody that got hit by Ian because that was just devastating. I work with iHeartMedia, so I was doing a lot of news reporting and writing on the hurricane and just some crazy scenes there in Florida, like just beaches absolutely wiped away. So that was pretty insane. I hope everyone's okay and anyone who that tunes into Guy Boston Sports. But we're looking at Miami and Milwaukee here, Cabrera and Ashby. I faded Ashby all season and it's been profitable, but he's a lefty, and we know the Marlins can't hit lefties where Jack and Cabrera are righty. So this one definitely an interesting play here. Another one where I don't even know if I'm gonna have action on, but the over under 7.5. I'd like the under probably if I had to take something in this game. Under 7.5 probably in the Marlins and the Brewers. Um, and we'll move on just to keep it quick here. Pirates Cardinals. Now this is a play where I think I might have some action on. I really like the Cardinals run line in this game. Um, Montgomery has been a stud all season long. The lefty going up against Ortiz, a righty. We don't know too much about him, but I like the Cardinals, I think, on the run line. That's probably going to be on the official card. So right now we have the Red Sox, Blue Jays over 8, and the Cardinals run line here today. Just because the Cardinals, um, I I guess we'll take a look at the lineup, might as well, do our due diligence here when we're putting money down. If Pittsburgh, St. Louis, expected lineup for the Cardinals, Donovan, Nootbaar, Goldschmidt, Arenado. So all the main guys, no Albert Pujols, but still, you know, the Pirates are garbo right now. I think I like the Cardinals to win this game pretty big here, pretty handily, I would say. And now the game of the day, the Mets and the Braves. Looking at this contest, Max Scherzer, Mad Max grinding on the mound. Kyle Wright, the right-hander, both right-handers, obviously. But Kyle Wright has been an absolute stud at home this season, 12-2, and this game is at home in Atlanta under the lights. I mean, it's hard not to say, "Hey, let's ride the Braves again." I know Justin McKelvey. I hope I'm saying your name right, brother. I always feel like I'm botching it, but that should be right. But the Braves plus money again, I don't know. It's very enticing, but I think Scherzer does a better job today than or Degrom did yesterday. So definitely a little hesitant on this game. The over/under is at 7, and yesterday we saw the Braves win 5-2. Now, in this one today, I definitely seen it being maybe more like 3-2 or like a 4-2 kinda game. So if I had to take a play in this game, I think my favorite play is the under 7 in the Braves and the Mets, just because this game is going to come down to the wire. I think it's gonna be really tight. And you have an opportunity to push on 7 today. Yesterday, the over under was 6.5, and I bet people took that under, but it ends up going over. But today, I can definitely see this game finishing 7 or less today, and at least you get that put because it's really just a toss up. Like I said, Max Scherzer, he can go out and do his thing, shut down that lineup completely for Atlanta. But then Kyle Wright has been a stud in his own right this season, and Atlanta crushes the ball. Um, Oh, yeah, let's go. People really botched that? Well, I thought I was, but, um, yeah, we're good, we're good. So we need one more play for the official card right now. I'm a little nervous, honestly, with that Cardinals run line play, but, I think I like it a lot. I think it's definitely got a lot of potential. So Rays Astros today. We saw the Rays beat up on the Astros yesterday, 7-4, I believe the final was today. Shane McClanahan, the lefty, and Christian Javier, the righty on the mound. And this one, definitely going to be another great game, the second best play game of the day, in my opinion, when you behind the Braves and the Mets game, obviously just because that game has huge playoff implications. So today, McClanahan, he actually got blasted against the Astros in his last outing, or one of his last outings. Not a good performance from McClanahan, but he's still 3-2 on the road. It was in Tampa Bay, and he got pummeled for 5 runs, just absolutely torn up by this Astros team, and he had an uncharacteristic 4 walks in that game. But this time, I think McClanahan might do a lot better here today. This over/under is at 6.5. I don't know how I feel. I hate taking over/unders that low. Just definitely sketchy, especially with an offense like the Astros that can just cook up at any moment. I mean, that's why I went live today because I wanted to hear from you guys. Chime in, let me know what you think. Obviously, we already got one hashtag Ride of the Day submission, the Braves money line. But what do you guys think about the Rays Astros? Obviously, a game that's going to be tightly contested, in my opinion. But the Astros are minus 160, which is pretty insane to me to think because this Rays team hasn't been bad lately. And with McClanahan, who was arguably their ace all season long. We'll see. Maybe I mean, the Rays got the best of the Astros yesterday, so maybe the books are thinking, "Hey, the Astros are gonna turn around," and McClanahan had the poor outing against the Astros in the last game, so maybe that's what happens in this one. Then we have the White Sox and the Padres. In this one, Chicago is actually getting the favorite line in San Diego against Clevenger, and, we saw the White Sox win yesterday against Yu Darvish, surprisingly. And then Dylan Cease on the mound, Mike Clevenger. In this one, I do lean the White Sox, but the White Sox um, missed the postseason, so not a lot to play for. I know the Padres are trying to do something here. Actually, let's pull up the standings real quick because I kind of forget where everybody's at. Um, the Padres didn't even make the playoffs, did they? No, they're in the wild card contention. They're up on the Phillies and the Brewers. So San Diego has a lot to play for actually today, and they're underdogs at home. But Clevenger, I don't know if I can trust Clevenger. I saw Dylan Cease's strikeout total is at 5.5, and we know that Dylan Cease has been putting up 7, 8 strikeouts a game, and if anything on the lower end, 6 strikeouts. So I like Dylan Cease, to get his strikeout mark today just because it's at 5.5, but maybe that's kind of a warning sign from the books, like, "Hey, what's going on here? Why are the White Sox favorited -120, but Dylan Cease his strikeout number is at 5.5, so I don't really know what's going on with that. I mean, I would take his over any day of the week when it's that low for Dylan Cease, so that's probably going to be our pitcher prop of the day once I post the card on Twitter. And in the Discord, obviously, you guys know we got the Discord. Join the Discord. Lots of great conversations going on in there. Um, so we'll move on unless anybody's got some thoughts on the White Sox Padres. I'm not really sure. I want to say Padres, but I'm not backing Clevenger. That's just not happening. So Rangers Angels here today. We have Reagan's on the mound for the Rangers and Suarez. I like the Angels in this one, but Texas has been tearing up lefties for the most part. So, um, just another tough game over 8.5 in this one. Reagan's hasn't been very good, to be honest. Um, so I think I like the Angels on the money line in this one, over under 8.5. I don't know how to feel about that over under. Definitely in a tough spot. If anything, probably the over, just because these offenses can get going at any time. We'll look at Suarez real quick. He's 4-4 at home, 4.35 ERA, and his. We'll look at his game log against Texas. He hasn't seen Texas in a long time. He saw Texas in May, so not really a good indication, kind of where he's at right now. But in September, a lot of hits given up by Suarez. 8 hits in his last game, 7 before that, 9 before that, and then 3 against Detroit in the first game of September for him. Um, so I think I do like the Angels just because they're playing better baseball right now. So we'll move on. Last game of the night, Rockies Dodgers. In this one, if this will load for me, terrible service out here. That's why I also wanted to go live because the StreamYard would probably be awful for you guys. But Freeland on the mound and Grove, I think we just gotta take the Dodgers run line just because they're still playing with some intensity. They're trying to get this franchise record this year. The Rockies are just really falling off. The Dodgers are one of the best teams against lefties. I mean, they're really just one of the best offensive teams all season long, as we know. Um, Freeland, we'll look at his numbers against the Dodgers, but he's 4-5 on the road, 3.18 ERA against Los Angeles. He actually did get a win back at the end of July, but that's the last time he has seen LA. So I think we just got to rock with the Dodgers here today. Grove is a pretty good pitcher. That actually might be one of my final plays of the day. I mean, the Dodgers are only at minus 250. It's not sketch, and we all know the rules. The minus 300 teams plus, we will never ride with them anymore because they're cursed. Minus 250 for the Dodgers, getting a good deal on that run line today. Might be the final gameplay of the day. And then our ride of the day, I think we'll tell you, buddy, Justin McKelvey. We'll tell you, brother. We'll take the Braves again. They did us right yesterday, and Kyle Wright better do us right today. But yeah, that will do it. I know we're starting to run overboard. I guess one last thing we could look at here is the batter props. Could be a good day for batter props. We'll go over to October 1st. I mean, I did like Bryce Harper in this first game, but these games are delayed. They're probably going to be postponed, to be honest. So we'll take a look here. I always like to click on the doubles. When we're talking about over 1.5 total bases, I like to go on Swish Analytics, the batter versus pitcher comparisons, and I look at doubles. Marcell Ozuna leads the way with 6 doubles against Max Scherzer. Mookie Betts, maybe another good night for Mookie Betts. He is only 192 average against Kyle Freeland, but you guys know I love Mookie Betts, especially at home, and he does hit lefties pretty well, so I'm surprised to see that his average against Freeland is that low. So he could have a pretty good game today. We'll look at the home run tab. Leading the way, Aristides Aquino for the Reds. Not a bad play. I do like. I was looking at the splits for Solano for the Reds, and Solano actually has really good numbers against Smiley for the Reds, so maybe a good option for total bases on Solano. I mean, we go here. Well, he's 4 for 10, so 400 average, struck out 3 times. Aquino actually has good numbers against Smiley, so 5 for 11, and he's got 3 home runs, so I like that play a lot, actually. Might as well try it out. Total bases is probably plus money, honestly. I would have to pull it up, but Aristides Aquino is a good option, I think, against Drew Smiley. He has great numbers against him. And the Yerfie, yes, sir, Mr. Eric chiming in. What's up, buddy? Eric Jackson. The Yerfies for today, we'll take a look. You know, I am not super confident in the Yerfies today, to be honest with you, but I would say Reds Cubs is a great option, or Red Sox Blue Jays, just teams that are able to put the ball in play early, would be my guess. Maybe this Twins Tigers game could be a possible Yerfie, or even Pirates Cardinals. I definitely see the Cardinals getting a first inning run here today. Yesterday, I was close to taking the Rays Astro Yerfie actually, and we would have ended up finishing 7-1 if I had done that. But today I don't really trust that with McClanahan and Javier, obviously two really great pitchers. And then Rangers Angels. So my top Yerfie options today would probably be Rockies Dodgers, just because of the Dodgers getting a first inning run, and then Angels Rangers, just because these two offenses are going up against mediocre pitchers. These two offenses have been pretty solid lately. And then Pirates Cardinals, I think the Cardinals can get one. And then what was the other one we talked about? Oh, the Reds and the Cubs, and then maybe the Red Sox, Blue Jays. So that'll be on the final card. Probably not going to put the Reds and Cubs on there just because I'll be posting plays for later. So if you guys like those, take them and run with it. Appreciate you guys. We're running pretty far on time here, closing in on 25 minutes, and I don't really like to go this long, but I hope you guys enjoyed going through the whole slate. Got my thoughts and opinions. I didn't really hear from many of you chiming in or tuning in, but Eric and Justin coming on. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at the Ethan Schmidt, and I'll be posting a final card on there shortly. Just because I wasn't really sure exactly what you guys thought, and then we also have these postponements here because of Ian is going up the East Coast, and then I'll go ahead and drop my Cash App. I'm not looking for handouts, but if you guys ever hit your bets and feel like sending a tip, always appreciative of that. But love you guys. You guys know where to find us. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll post the final card on both of those. So thanks for tuning in. Super Saturday. Let's go, family. Get after it. A great day of college football too. And we'll be back on a big day for NFL tomorrow too. So maybe we'll hop on a live before NFL, get some plays in for that. Um, but yeah, let's get after it. Let's cash. Ready for a positive day, fam. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.